In macro photography, there are a lot of tricks and secrets that not many people share. And today in this video I'm going to tell you about them while I take photos. Today I'm in one of the most spectacular places I've visited in Costa Rica, a place surrounded by nature everywhere, a river of thermal water, bridges that rise up to the tops of huge trees, and an impressive volcano in the background. This is where you realize that Costa Rica is a real treasure for anyone who, like me, loves nature. This is Sensoria, and today we're going to discover the wonders that can be found here. So let's get started. Check this out, my dear friends, it's truly amazing and quite remarkable what I have just found here in this very spot. Approximately a full year ago, I was present in this same location, diligently engaged in the intricate art of macro photography, meticulously capturing the smallest details of the natural world. Concurrently, I was also passionately pursuing my interest in photographing a wide array of diverse and fascinating birds, patiently waiting for the perfect moment to capture their fleeting beauty. And honestly, it continues to be an incredibly awe-inspiring and genuinely unbelievable experience to witness firsthand just how many distinct and varied species one can consistently encounter and find thriving within this particular area. The sheer biodiversity present here is a testament to the untouched beauty and ecological significance of this wonderful place, making every visit a new adventure filled with endless photographic opportunities and profound natural discoveries. Today, after a long time, I'm back. I've wanted to return, and I'm not staying one day, I'll be here 2 days exploring. So let's see, friends, what we find. I've already got my gear ready here, so I'm going to show it to you and then we'll get started with the photos. So this is the gear for today. Here I have the IK diffuser, which you all already know, the Godox V Flash, the Olympus OMDM Mark II, and the Olympus 60mm macro lens. That's the setup, and I'll mention the camera settings as I take the photos. So, let's get started. Check this out. Guys, look at what I just found here. This will be our first model of the day. Look at that beauty. It's a longhorn beetle, known for its long antennae. Just look at how gorgeous it is, sitting there on this leaf, and it's pretty upset by our presence. Watch what happens if I touch it. It opens its mandibles, ready to attack. See how angry it gets? Alright, I'm going to get into position and let's see how it looks with a background-free shot. Right now, I'm going to use one of the EG Fuser backgrounds. First of all, I want to see how it looks as is, and I'm going to use the maximum magnification the 60mm lens allows. Let's see how it turns out. I think it's going to look pretty good. I have the focus bracketing option enabled so I can do an image stack and get greater focus. The camera settings at this moment are a shutter speed of 1/50th, an f-stop of 5, and the ISO is set to 250. And look, over here I have all these different color cards that I use as backgrounds in my photos. That would be the first secret I can share with you for getting great images. Look, here I have all these colors. I'm going to use this one. It looks really bold. I like it a lot. I don't know if you've seen on my Instagram page that all the photos have really vibrant background colors. That's thanks to these kinds of color cards, and sometimes when I use flowers too. For example, sometimes a yellow flower can give us a really beautiful background color. Here I have a yellow shade that can give us a color very similar to what a flower would provide. So, well, I'm going to use this one, which looks really good. It's a pretty striking color, like a light orange in this part, and over here it starts to take on a reddish hue. So let's see how it turns out. I'm going to place it back here behind this model, just position it right there. And if you're wondering where these kinds of color cards are available, you can find them on Amazon. They're from the brand, as I mentioned, Hake Diffuser, and they're quite affordable. They cost around $10, if I'm not mistaken, and they'll give us really good results. Look, now I'm going to get much closer to this fascinating beetle again. Break time equals 0.5s/. I truly feel like I really need to carefully adjust the background color a little bit. It's always a complex matter of playing around with the intricate model itself and also with the precise spot or exact location where our detailed model is currently situated. Break time equals 0.5s/. Look, here I'm moving the background a bit. I'm playing around with the leaf. I think it's going to look pretty good here. Check this out. It's amazing. Look at all the details on this beetle and that background color, which, as I mentioned, really stands out in a macro photograph. So now I'm going to use a light blue background to see how it looks. Let's put it over there on top of the other one. This is more of a blue color. And again, I'm going to hold the leaf and let's see. Look how beautiful. This is one of the 15 photos I took in burst mode with the focus bracketing function activated. Check out all the details and also notice how the background changed the image. The light blue color looks really nice. So this would be the first secret I can share with you. Always use some kind of background to make your images stand out more. In this case, I used this colored card, as you saw, but like I said, you can also use a flower or any color that already exists in nature, or you can even make your own colored cards. These would be the results, as you can see. It's amazing. So let's keep going to see what else we find. Check this out. Guys, it's truly amazing what I have just discovered here. This fascinating creature is actually a nymph of an insect, specifically known as a leafhopper. It was found right here on this small, delicate branch that I carefully broke off, and I have meticulously set up one of the backgrounds on a tiny, vibrant plant. Just take a moment to look at how incredibly well this particular photo turned out. It's absolutely incredible. Observe all the intricate details I skillfully managed to capture in this tiny, almost microscopic leafhopper. You can genuinely see the entire body in remarkable detail, and in just a few more seconds, I will probably show you the fully stacked image. Though what I am showing you right now is merely one of the 15 individual burst shots, you can clearly see that only this specific part, where the eye is located in a portion of the body, is perfectly in sharp focus. But now, here is the magnificent stacked photo. Just look at this absolute marvel. It's truly incredible. Break time equals 0.5s/. Check out that vibrant background color and all those astonishing details. I'm not entirely sure if you can clearly see it on your screen, but that tiny, distinctive orange dot is actually an epilion, an intriguing insect more commonly known as a harvestman. Its legs are extraordinarily long. They gracefully reach all the way up here. What I'm going to do next is carefully crouch down a bit and find a really good, stable position and a perfectly steady spot to take some more exceptional photos. Again, I'm going to utilize the maximum possible magnification of this 60mm lens and see what incredible results we can achieve. I can already clearly see it on the screen, and I also have the incredibly useful focus bracketing function activated. Once again, 15 precise burst shots this time. And look closely, this is one of the 15 individual burst photos I took with the advanced focus bracketing function. You can distinctly see this entire area around the eyes is in incredibly sharp focus, and now I will probably show you the fully stacked image where absolutely everything is perfectly in focus. It's really, really good, so let's enthusiastically keep going. Now look, over here I found a small spider that's kind of orange in color. It was really pretty, sitting on this leaf. What I did was cut the leaf so I could take photos of it more comfortably. So, this is another one of the secrets in macro photography for getting good shots. I usually always carefully cut the leaves precisely where the subjects are located, and in that particular way, Just like I am demonstrating right now, look closely, I deliberately crouch down to gain more stability and then begin to playfully experiment with the leaf. I also meticulously place the vibrant color cards on the ground to truly give the resulting photograph more life, so to speak, making it more dynamic and engaging. As you can clearly see, I have my right hand comfortably resting on my leg and my left hand here, firmly holding the leaf in position. I'm going to carefully reposition my left hand onto my other leg, just like this, and in doing so, I will achieve even greater stability for the shot. I'm going to proceed to take several photos without the background, as I personally feel like it doesn't quite look as good or as aesthetically pleasing as I had originally imagined it would. And look, these are the impressive results that I achieved. I took another 15 additional photos with the advanced focus bracketing function fully activated. Check out how incredibly well this particular image turned out with the sleek black background. I genuinely think it looks exceptionally good and professional. So that's precisely what you can ultimately achieve, and that's another one of the significant secrets, or rather, one of the clever tricks, you can effectively use in macro photography to consistently get much better and more compelling shots. Always diligently look for a good, stable position to have more unwavering stability. Now here I found a really beautiful cricket on this leaf, which I also cut so I could photograph it more easily. Another secret in macro photography is always looking for a good angle when taking photos. Not all insects have a good angle for photos, some are pretty tricky. You have to, so to speak, find their best side. So, for example, with this cricket, what I'm doing right now is trying to take photos of it straight from the front, since crickets usually look really good when you photograph them head-on. From the side, I generally don't like how they turn out as much. So, look at what I'm doing. I'm playing around with the leaf here until I can get it completely facing the camera, looking straight at it. Also, on my Instagram, I don't know if some of you have noticed, but in most of my photos, the insects are always looking straight at the camera, and that's because I always look for that angle. It flew away for a second. Let's see if I can get it back. Okay, I've got it again. It tried to escape. I'm going to put it back on the leaf, and here we go again. I'm going to crouch down here, bend the leaf a little, and now I've already got an excellent photo. With this background color, it looks really, really good. And look, this was one of the 15 photos I managed to take in burst mode with the focus bracketing function activated. Look how beautiful it is. The background also looks great, and like I said, all insects have angles where they look better. I usually always try to photograph them as head-on as possible, but sometimes playing around with their position can be the key to getting a really good shot. So, check out this beauty. The stacked image looks excellent. Let's keep going to see what else we find. Now, there are some termites coming in and out of this log. I'll see if I can get some photos of them. I think I've already got a good one, and these photos I'm not taking with the focus bracketing function activated. This was one of the photos I managed to get of one of these termites. I really like this one. It ended up alone, so I feel like it's the center of attention in this image. And as I said, I didn't use the focus bracketing function because since they move a lot, it's not necessary, and it would be almost impossible to do image stacking. So, I'm pretty happy with this one, and if I manage to get another one I like, I'll share it with you as well. And now, friends, another one of the secrets, and I think the most important one when it comes to macro photography, is to diffuse the light well. I always say this in my macro photography workshops. If we don't diffuse the light properly, either with an accessory like this or something we make ourselves, the photos will always turn out too shiny and you won't be able to see the details. Some people have asked me if you can do macro photography without a flash, and yes, you can, but you'll never achieve the colors and details that you get with diffused light that wraps around the entire subject. Another secret, friends, is not to always take photos at the maximum magnification your lens allows. Sometimes it's not necessary to shoot at the highest magnification. When you use the maximum magnification of a lens, the depth of field gets reduced, so you have to close the aperture more to increase it. What I sometimes do is crop the images instead, which gives me a greater focus area and I don't have to sacrifice as much image quality by closing the aperture too much. Now, over here I found another really interesting insect. It has some pretty striking colors, kind of green, also kind of purple. It's right here, so I'm going to see if I can carefully get closer to take some photos. I'm going to hold this tool very carefully, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it from there, but I'll leave you a shot so you can see it up close. And that's it. I think I got a good one. Check out how it turned out. The photo is really, really beautiful. Again, it's a stack of 15 photos, and these are the results. The colors are amazing, and I used the natural background color that was right there, so I think it turned out really, really well. And well, friends, the last secret in macro photography, and I think the most important one, as I always mention in other videos, is to be very observant. For example, look at the color of this moss on this little log. It's really, really beautiful, but if we don't pay close attention, sometimes we miss little animals that are hiding there. For example, in this area, on this other plant, we can see a beautiful eyelash viper, also known as a bacaraca, which is very well camouflaged. Like I said, it goes almost unnoticed. So if you're walking through places like this and you're not observant, you might overlook animals like this that are absolutely amazing. So I'm going to take a few photos to see how they turn out. Here, I just put on this lens from the brand Gren X Lente. It's a fisheye macro lens that goes up to about 2.5 times magnification, so I'm going to take these photos with this lens and see how they come out. In this case, I'm not going to do image stacking. I'm not going to use the focus bracketing function. So we're just going to take a single photo and see what we can get. I'm going to look for a good angle. I'm not taking these photos at maximum magnification. I'm at about 1 times because I want to capture part of the whole body of this beautiful species. I took several photos from different angles, and this was the one I liked the most. It's stunning. Check out all the details here. Excellent. I really like it because you can see part of the background where this little snake was found. It's incredible. And well, here's the image a bit edited. What I did was raise the shadows in the background so you can see it better. And that's what you can achieve with this excellent fisheye macro lens from Gren, and I'll leave the link in the description. And well, friends, that's it for this photographic adventure in this beautiful place. I hope these secrets, or rather, tips for macro photography help you take better photos. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a like and hit the bell. Down in the description, I'll leave all the information about this place in case you're thinking of visiting. It's an amazing place. Don't forget, as I said, to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. See you next time. Pura vida.